Hi everybody, it's Mr. Lou. This is page 37. Put on your thinking cap. Challenging practice. Two numbers are rounded to the nearest hundred, then added. The estimated sum is 500. One number is 235. What is the greatest possible value of the other number? Alright, so this is a hard problem, but I think we can handle it if we work together. And when we do word problems like this, what I like to do is I like to take it one sentence at a time. So, two numbers are rounded to the nearest hundred then added. So what I'm going to draw right now are two blanks for my two numbers, and I know that I have to add them together because it says it's then added. And these numbers are rounded off. Okay? The estimated sum is 500, so I know that my sum is 500. Alright. One number is 235, so I know one of my numbers is 235. But again, these numbers are rounded off, so I'm going to round 235 to the nearest hundred. So let's look at 235. My hundred spot is the 2. I look at the neighbor, which is your 3, and that's small, so 235 rounded off to the nearest hundred will give me 200. So 200 plus another number gives me 500. So when I look at that, 200 plus, I know this number will then be 300 because 200 plus 300 gives me 500. So now it says, what is the greatest possible value of the other number? So I want the greatest possible value that when I round it off, I still get 300. And let's figure that out. So I'm going to make a number line that goes from 300 to 400 because I want to find a number, the biggest number I can, that when I round it off, I still get 300. So right in the middle between 300 and 400 is 350. So 350 is right in the middle. And I know right now that whatever number I pick, it has to be closer to 300 than it is to 400. And it can't be 350 because if I have 350, I would round that off to 400. So I need a number that's right before 350. And my number that's right before 350 would be 349. And that is my answer. So my greatest possible value would be 349. I'm going to write that answer right over here. Okay, let's do number 2. I am a 3-digit number. When you round me to the nearest tens and to the nearest hundreds, the answer is the same. What number can I be? Now, this is a very challenging problem, and I think I'm going to let you try this by yourself. There are many possible answers. There's a lot of possible answers, and I'm going to give you some right now to kind of give you a hint and have you try to figure it out. So the first possible answer is 104. I'm going to double check this. I'm going to round it to the nearest tens, and when I round this to the nearest tens, I get 100 because my tens place is right over here. I'm going to use a different color. My tens place is right over here. I'm going to underline my tens place. My neighbor is 4. That's small, so I keep it at 0, and that's 100. When I round it off to the nearest 100, I'm going to use a different color again. No. When I round off to the nearest 100, I'm going to move this over to my 100 spot. Okay. When I round off to the nearest 100, my 100 is 1, my neighbor is 0, and I still get 100. So when I round to the nearest tens and to the nearest hundreds, I still get 100. So one possible answer is 104. I'm going to give you another possible answer. Another possible answer is 498. And let's double check that. When I round off 498 to my nearest hundred, I get, so here's my hundreds place. I look at my neighbor, it's 9, that's big, so I round that off, that 400 goes to 500. Okay? I'm going to round off 498 again to the nearest tens now. 498, let's round it off to the nearest tens. So I'm going to underline my tens. That's a 9. Look at my neighbor, that's an 8. That's big. So that 9 is going to become a 10, and that's also going to round off to 500. So here we go. I gave you two possible answers, 104 and 498. And let's see if you can figure out one by yourself. Okay, good luck and get started.